Hey guys, welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, and today we are watching season 1, episode 15 of Lost, and I am so ready to get into it because I had to take a little bit of a break from watching Lost, go back to my parents' house, take care of my mom for a bit. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've actually gotten to sit down and watch Lost, so I am very excited to get back to it, especially as you guys know, the cliffhanger that we left on last episode, like actually having to wait to see what Claire is gonna say, like if she's still pregnant, did they take her baby, did they inject her with something, are any of my theories correct, are none of my theories correct, you know? We'll just have to see. I absolutely love trying to figure out what's going on. And I kind of hope that some of my theories are just like way off the wall, make absolutely no sense, because that's the fun of theory crafting when you're watching a show. We also had last episode, I think it was, Sam, stop eating my notebook. I think it was Michael and Walt's episode where we sort of discovered why Michael feels so combative with Locke. Also, hey buddy, don't do that. Why he feels very protective of his relationship with Walt because it was deprived of him for so long. And yeah, so we sort of got some more backstory there. I'm sure other things happened, but I think those are kind of the main things. Like, we got more backstory to that. Oh, well, I guess we kind of don't know what's going on with Walt. Like, does he have magic? Does he have some sort of power? His stepdad seemed to think so, but also that guy kind of looked like he was looking for an excuse to not step up and be a dad to Walt. So, although, you know, I'm not going to put it past Walt to have something supernatural about him in this show. Anyway, I have rambled far too much. I want to know what happens to Claire. I'm sure you guys want to see my reaction to what happens to Claire, so let's do it. What?
It's okay.
Why is she... Does she have amnesia or something?
It's okay.
Does she not remember them?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you people?
So, does she not remember the plane? Does she not remember any of it? Whatever they gave her, it made her forget. So they don't want us to know what they wanted with her. Interesting.
I was on a plane.
Okay. So that's the last...
Flying to LA from Sydney.
That's the last thing she remembers is the flight.
애기도 무사하겠죠.
Did they have a past with a baby they lost or something?
Who is he, Ethan?
Ethan.
Rom or something?
Ethan's the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
We're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we're friends.
I mean, he wants more, but...
Ready to fall in love, Mr. Charlie Pace of the legendary rock band Drive Shaft?
Absolutely.
What's their plan? To use her to get money for drugs or just sex?
Then tell me, doctor, how many times have you diagnosed actual amnesia in such a selective brand of it?
Okay, it's rare, but she's been through a major trauma. It is possible that her memory reset to the crash.
Or
And the chances of that memory returning?
the drug.
I don't know.
They...
You know what, you
they gave
boys
her a drug.
talk about Claire all you want. I'm actually going to go spend some time with her. I get the impression she might still be a tad upset.
Hey, Loki.
Must be nice. You wake up and...
Is it a boar? What is that?
What?
You don't hear that, Charlie? It was a rock or something. Oh, fuck. You stay away from him.
Charlie, I want her back.
What?
I want you to bring her back.
Did she get away?
What did you do to her? What did you do?
You bring her here. If you don't, I'm going to kill one of them. I'll kill you last.
What if Ethan isn't alone?
Yeah.
What if he delivered his threat so that we would gather like sheep to the slaughter in a confined space where they can roll in and take us all in one fell swoop?
Okay, John. I mean, obviously you have a plan, so let's hear it.
Of course. Okay, well, they didn't tell us the plan, which means it could work.
You sure there's nothing going on?
Absolutely.
So he's not going to tell her. If they're going to tell everybody the truth, but he doesn't tell her, won't she still hear? I guess if nobody else is talking to her, maybe not.
You should come round for dinner.
A bit early when it's a first date to
I'd love to.
invite
Excellent.
to meet the family, right? No?
Some of the men have volunteered for sentry duty. I'm going to put them on rotating shifts.
I'll take a shift.
Okay?
Absolutely. We're counting on you, Boo.
Saeed's like, sure, I guess.
I was in a band once myself, you know.
Oh.
They were called the Protestant Reformation.
Oh, God.
Ouch. Dreadful, huh?
You gave it up then?
Well, I was married. Lucy was on the way. My mum, God rest her soul, wanted me to keep trying, but I was wanted to be more practical. Responsible, I guess. You know, a man has to provide, take care of his family.
My brother just had a daughter. So, you know, I'd taken some time off. Quite a lot of time off, actually. It's been a year since we were together.
This is getting awkward now. You're at someone else's family dinner.
Thinking of doing a solo project. Liam and I don't exactly keep in touch, and there's been some problems with royalties.
Ooh, okay, you're sharing a lot of information, Charlie.
The fact of the matter is, sir, I think that Driveshaft might be dead.
I feel like it's become quite awkward at this dinner table now.
Job, Tom.
A job? Doing what?
Selling copies.
When do you start this job?
Monday.
Well, today's Friday, innit? For a weekend without a fix, Monday should be bloody wonderful. Let's see how the future treats you then, eh, Charlie?
I feel like it's gonna be locked. Oh.
Something tripped the alarm.
Welcome. Oh, okay. How did he trip the alarm?
What happened? Is he alive? Oh, God. How did he get past this?
Is that person dead? They didn't watch the sea?
So Steve drew the short straw.
Dude, that was Scott.
That was the joke, right? That they would say Steve or Scott, but I guess the joke's over now.
Sorry I kept calling you Steve, man. Amen, I guess.
Amen.
I don't know how to end these.
Yeah.
Why is everyone
So
staring
maybe
at me?
she did get away.
You mean nobody's told you? Told me what?
Yeah, because Charlie didn't tell
Why?
her.
Why did you lie to me?
Okay, look.
You know, what else didn't you tell me?
I just thought with your memory there wasn't anything that you could do.
Nothing I could do. Why would you keep me in the dark, Charlie? I'm already in the dark.
Sorry.
It's true.
I just wanted to take care of you.
I can take care of myself.
Yeah, but still, it's sweet that he wants to take care of you, too.
You're gonna do great. I believe in you.
Girl,
Oh, almost forgot. Wait here.
Okay.
you're sweet, but you're also blind, okay? Because that man looks like he's detoxing. Like, he looks unwell.
What if I told you that I had a way to get the advantage back?
Ooh. Oh, yeah, because he has the guns.
Then I would ask, what way might that be, Jack?
He got guns.
Why, Doctor, you've been holding out on us.
Indeed he has. Y'all don't have that.
Guessing you know how to handle one of these.
Y'all don't have that many bullets, so y'all really gotta conserve that.
No bloody
If
way.
we want to capture Ethan, we have to ensnare him. And the only way to do that is by giving him what he wants.
They're gonna use her as bait?
They want to use you as bait.
But if I can help stop him from hurting anyone else, I have to do that.
You said there were 4 guns.
You ever fire a weapon, Charlie?
I doubt it. But maybe.
One of your technical.
Oh. That's disgusting. I hate throw up.
You know how to handle a gun or not?
Well, I know at least one polar bear seems to think so.
True, he did shoot the polar bear. We know Kate's good with a gun. I would have maybe given it to her.
But if the lady wants to come,
Ooh. Does he have a gun?
lifted this off the marshal back in the old days. Remember him, don't you?
Yeah, I remember you shot him. And missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, bygones.
Yeah, so maybe we shouldn't have given him the gun because he was at
5 guns are better than 4.
point blank range, if I remember correctly. Honestly, I feel like she knows how to use it. Aside from Locke, and Saeed, right? Because he was in the military. So, like, those 3 know how to use guns the most. I would think. God, where the fuck did he come from? Hopefully they can get him. I mean, I don't know if he would talk, but without, like, killing him, because then they can have information. She might shoot him. Someone needs to pick up that gun that isn't, Ethan.
Hold your fire. Don't shoot. We want him alive.
Yeah.
Better by a knockout. Nice one, Doc. Now maybe somebody can tell me who or what this son of a bitch is. Jungle Boy. Not even for 1 second.
Charlie, that's so fucking stupid. You just took away our chance to find out anything. I mean, I get it. Like, he's got trauma from that guy trying to kill him. Like, I get it. And he's trying to protect Claire. It's layered. But, like, that was our chance to fucking learn information. Now it's gone because you took it away. That's so frustrating. Charlie, you're pissing me off.
He could have told us where he came from. What he wanted with Claire, why he even
You
took
really
her.
think he would have told us anything, Jack?
Well, we don't fucking know now, do we, Charlie?
I wasn't gonna let that animal anywhere near her again.
You already did. You let her be bait.
Why did you take the job, Charlie?
He was trying to be better.
I wanted you to think that I could take care of you.
You'll never take care of anyone.
All right, that's a bit much, but she's hurt. I get it. And I mean, she's not wrong. He did fall for her, but he was initially using her to try to, you know, get his fix.
I remember peanut butter.
River, don't bully.
Why do I remember peanut butter?
Because it was a cute moment between y'all.
It was imaginary peanut butter, actually.
Good night, Charlie.
I think they'll find their way back. I don't know if she'll remember. Although she remembered peanut butter, so... Hey, that's my drink. Maybe she will. It is over now. So this was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. We kind of got a little bit of, well, we didn't really get any answers. We still don't know anything that possibly happened to Claire. We still don't know how she left, although based off of the scratches on Ethan's face, we can assume that maybe he, and the fact that he wanted her back, that the others did not let her go, at least maybe not willingly, right? But then how did she get away? How many others are there? She's basically 9 months pregnant. So like, how did she fend off Ethan, who Jack struggles fighting, and managed to run fast enough to escape? And then after that, how did she then manage to forget why she was escaping, if she did escape? Unless this is an elaborate scheme by the others to make it seem like she escaped. Like, right, like maybe Ethan even scratched himself, got somebody else to scratch him to make it look more real. He goes and threatens them to try to lure them for some purpose. Like maybe they were just toying with them by giving them Claire, seeing how they would react, seeing their defenses. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they let her go to see or to test them, to see what their defenses are, like what they're capable of. How capable are they of organizing a defense? What weapons do they have at their disposal? Who do they have at their disposal? Who is making the decisions? Who is the biggest threat to the others? Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I'm thinking too hard. Maybe I'm thinking too hard into it. But I do think it could have all been a ploy for them to get Jack and them to show their hand, right? Just to see, like I said, what they're capable of, what defenses they're capable of, what weapons they might have, what ability they have to defend themselves. Because we know that the others, based off of what Rousseau said in the Saeed episode, we know that the others, we know that they have something to do with Blackrock. We know that she's never seen them. She's just heard them talk, right? So we don't really have any idea how many there are. We know that Locke found the bunker, which honestly, I kind of feel like this might have been the perfect time for him to disclose that bit of information to Jack. Like, yeah, I don't think Ethan's alone. Here's why I don't think he's alone. I have a fucking bunker that I can't get into yet, but I found it. So that to me indicates that at least at some point there was enough people here to make a bunker. So yeah. I also do not think that it is a coincidence that Claire does not remember what happened. I think that she was drugged in some way that made her forget. I I fully believe that. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I just think it's too much of a coincidence that she forgot, so she can't tell us anything about where she was or if there was other people there. I think it's too much of a coincidence that she would just forget just from the trauma of it, right? So I definitely think that there's something that happened. My working theory is still that they probably, if Russo is to be believed, which so far I think she seems to be, so I think that they injected Claire with something to make her a carrier or to make her baby a carrier. Now, what the other's ultimate goal is with that, I don't know. And I could just be way off base. But like I said at the beginning, theory crafting is fun, you know? I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's going on. Oh, sorry. Siri just thought I was talking to her. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's going on, and I don't know. So I'm just guessing. Also, speaking of not getting information, because Claire doesn't remember, unfortunately, we lost our chance to get any information from Ethan, which I do agree with Charlie. He probably wouldn't have been super forthcoming or willing to talk anyway. However, when you shoot him in the chest multiple times and kill him, that really takes away any possibility that he can give us any sort of answers to any sort of questions that we have. You know? Like, I get why Charlie did it. I get all of the emotions that led him to do it. I think that there was a lot of things that went into him killing him. In fact, like, including the fact that Charlie's like, you know, he deserved it, which he did. But I think it's also, like, the trauma of this guy tried to kill me. Like, he very almost succeeded in killing me. I think it's, you know, what he did to Claire. I think, in a way, it's almost about, like, him killing off the part of himself that he thought was the bad guy as well. You know? Like, I think there was a lot of inner shit going on that led him to pull that trigger. But I think it was all of that, plus, like, he feels like he failed to protect the one girl in the flashback, right? I can't remember her name. From himself, who was the bad guy in that situation. So in this situation with Claire, he's not going to fail to protect her from the bad guy, who is Ethan in this situation. Or whatever his name is, because, what was it? I think my editor told me, or maybe a comment, that Ethan, I think his last name was Rom or something, is an anagram for the others, or the other. So Ethan is not even his real name, but I'm still gonna call him Ethan because that's all I can call him. It's the only name that I know him by. Yeah, he got those crazy eyes, Ethan did. I'm just gonna say. I really liked the flashback with Charlie, and I don't want it to seem like I'm blaming her for not putting the pieces together, but I don't understand how him looking the way he was looking before he went to the job, like, I don't understand how she just, like, he was like, oh, I'm nervous. I'd be like, you are either in need of going to the hospital because you're sick as fuck, or something else is happening, because he looked rough, okay? So, like, not sure how she didn't see that. Also, it's frustrating because in one sense I can understand her reaction after he stole, right? She realizes, like, oh, he probably was using me the whole time. It's very hurtful. It's true. You know, initially he did end up caring about her, but I mean, you wouldn't think it at that time, right? You would assume the worst. And, like, she was like, oh, you can't protect you'll never be able to protect anybody. Like, she was very hard on him. However, I also think that, like, in that situation, you can't really blame her for being hard on him, even though we know and love Charlie and understand that addiction was a struggle and that he was trying to get over it. I also think that she's totally valid to, you know, not have to put up with somebody who is in the throes of an addiction. Like, she doesn't have to be the person who saves him, you know what I mean? Like, he has to save himself. And so I don't blame her for that, but, like, I think that it's one of those things of, like, we love Charlie and we know him and we understand his struggles and we've seen, like, what a good person he is. So when she says that in that moment, it's frustrating, but I think it's also very easy to see where she's coming from and to understand why she would feel that way and, like, why she would be so hurt by what he did. And I think that she's totally valid to feel that way because, I don't know, you would think that somebody had used you, and you would think, like, there's no way you give a shit about me. That being said, I feel like they did move quite fast. Like, they had a first date, she took him home, and then, like, the next day she was like, you know, meet the parents. I'm like, this is, ma'am, you might need to slow down a little bit, you know? Like, are you gonna suggest getting married next? Like, this, you take a step back. Sorry, I'm being judgmental. It was disgusting that he threw up in the copier. I am curious about Jin and Sun and if they have, like, a history of losing a baby or wanting a baby and not being able to have a baby, because the situation with Claire being okay and then him specifically asking if the baby was okay kind of just, to me, hinted that maybe either that was something that they had wanted but hadn't been able to have, or that they might have had a baby and lost that baby. Again, maybe I'm reading too much into it. I tend to do that a lot, but it's just something I'm going to try to keep in the back of my mind if we get more information on it. Also, sorry, this is what I was going to say during the episode. I think it's interesting how they kept referring to each other as the others during this episode, since we know that the others is also, like, what Russo called the people who she could hear talking but could never see, right? So I just think it's interesting how so many times throughout we heard the others, but none of them realized that there are actually others out there that they kind of need to worry about. Well, they think that there might be, but I was gonna say we know for sure, but I guess we don't know for sure. But Ethan, in my opinion, was not working alone. Based off what Russo said, based off what Saeed has discovered, based off just what little we know about the island so far, I'm really curious to see who the others are and just what the fuck they want. Oh, I also thought that it's interesting that they actually, like, brought out the guns and used the guns in this episode, because I guess, like, we can't really hide that anymore. I also liked Sawyer being the one to, like, include Kate and, like, be like, oh, well, if, you know, it's because there's not another gun. Actually, I happen to have another gun, so let's include Kate, which I think is smart because, I mean, I guess Charlie was not, I mean, again, he was very close, but Sawyer messed from very close too, so, but from what we know, Kate knows her way around a gun. Saeed should know his way around a gun, being, you know, from the military. Locke knows his way around a gun. Jack, yet to be determined. And Sawyer, to some extent, knows his way around a gun. Again, missed at point blank range, so how well is debatable. But yeah, It just, if we're trying to go by the people who know their way around guns, it's just interesting that we included Jack, because as far as we know, which we could be wrong, Jack doesn't know his way around guns. It didn't seem like he was like super familiar with them. Also, I do think that it's important that we conserve our ammo. Charlie did not do that when he was just like shooting the fuck out of Ethan. But if Walking Dead has taught me anything, conserve your ammo. And shooting out a bunch of windows and a display of dominance is not conserving your ammo. Just saying. Anyway, that's a different show. What else did I have? I'm trying to think if I had anything else to say about the gun situation. I don't think so. I'm glad that they told everyone about the threat. Poor Scott Steve did not make it. Unfortunately, he was killed by Ethan. Although, maybe this is horrible, but it's like almost like a favor. It sounds horrible. I was gonna say, when they kill off some people though, like background people, because then like we don't have to worry about learning who they are and like their backstory and stuff. Again, maybe that sounds horrible, but there's already so many characters that we have to remember and know and stick in our heads. Like getting rid of some of the 40-something back characters that still exist, like I'm okay with it. Well, I guess 40, it's not 40 anymore. How many? Let me go back. There was like 40-something survivors, right? 48. There was 48 survivors, but that's including all the people that we know. Roughly 15, probably more. I just didn't write them all down. Although we've definitely dwindled that number a bit. Like that one person drowned. This guy died. I feel like other people might have died. So I'm not sure what our current count of survivors is, but I assume that we're not gonna like get to know all of them. You know, I think that we've kind of discovered our core of characters that we are gonna know and gonna focus on, and then maybe at some point others might show up and we might get to know them a little bit more, but I'm not sure how much focus like the background characters that have been there for the past 15 episodes are gonna get to bring them into the foreground. Maybe a couple of them, I don't know. I'm not saying that we'll never meet them or like get to know them properly, but I just, obviously it would be way too much to have 40-something characters that you have to keep track of and know intimately all the details of their life. Like just think about having 40-something characters flashback episodes. That's you don't get multiple flashbacks of the same character anymore because you're too focused on trying to introduce all these characters. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling. My point was, it's kind of okay if every now and then they kill off a background character that we don't really know, because then it's like, okay, definitely don't need to really know that person, you know? Anyway, I am rambling. I think that's all that I really have to say though. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. You can also watch the next episode right now over on Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode, watch-along style. That is over on Patreon as well, which is linked in the description down below. Yeah, I hope to see you guys next time for more Lost, more mystery, more intrigue, more crazy theories, mayhaps. Anyway, until then, bye guys.